Hey Algebra 2, today we're talking about the introduction to right triangle trigonometry. Well, first of all, trigonometry is the study of triangles. Now we're going to be studying for sure, or in specific, right triangles. So what that means is you have a triangle with one of the angles being a right angle. Well, there's 6 trig ratios that we're going to be working with. 6 trigonometric ratios, and here they are. Here are the 6. You have sine, which is sin, cosine, and so on and so forth. Now, the 3 sides you're going to be dealing with opposite, adjacent, hypotenuse. Those are the only 3 options for right triangle. It all depends on what angle you're going from. So sine is opposite over a hypotenuse. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. Tangent would be opposite over adjacent. Now, cosecant is sine just flipped. So instead of opposite over hypotenuse, it's hypotenuse over opposite. Secant is cosine flipped, so hypotenuse over adjacent. And cotangent is tangent flipped, so adjacent over opposite. Okay? So you will definitely need to memorize these 6 ratios, but this will help you throughout the rest of the time you do any type of trig in math. Okay? Well, we have some problems here. Oops, I forgot to erase these. We need to find the 6 trig ratios of this triangle. So from angle A, so we're talking about this angle right here. By the way, when you label a triangle, angles are always capital letters, sides are always lowercase letters. Okay? So from angle A, we have opposite, which is 3, over hypotenuse, which is 5. And again, hypotenuse is the side opposite the right angle in a right triangle. Cosine is adjacent, so from A, the side adjacent, which would be 4, over the hypotenuse, which is 5. And tangent from A is opposite, which is 3, over adjacent, which is 4. Now to find the other 3 ratios, again, cosecant is sine, just flip, so hypotenuse over opposite. So 5 over 3, this would be 5 over 4, and this would be 4 over 3. Again, cosecant, flip of sine, cosine, flip of secant, tangent, flip of cotangent, and there you have it. And always make sure if you can reduce. In this case, it's fully reduced, so we can leave it just like that. Okay? Alright, the next one, we're going to be having to use the Pythagorean theorem. The Pythagorean theorem, you will only find this in a right triangle. Okay? Because you need that right angle. The Pythagorean theorem says a squared, one of the legs that makes a right angle, plus the other one squared, so a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Now don't get caught up in the letters, because I can give you triangle with 3 different letters. The idea of it is these 2 sides that make up the right angle, we square each of those, and when we add that, we get the hypotenuse squared. Okay, so the hypotenuse always goes by itself on this side of the equal sign, squared. Okay, so this is what we're going to use a lot. So let's put that into practice. Here we have a triangle. We have a root 3 is this side, so side B. Side A is 2, and side C we don't know, and we need to find the cosine of A. Well, in order to find the cosine of A, again, cosine of A, cosine is adjacent, adjacent over hypotenuse. In this case, we know the adjacent side, so from A, angle A, the adjacent side would be root 3. The problem is we don't know what the hypotenuse is, C, so that's where we have to do the Pythagorean theorem. So we have one side squared plus the other side squared that make up the right angle equals a hypotenuse squared. And of course, a root and a square cancel each other out, so we have 3 plus 4 equals c squared. Therefore, 7 is equal to c squared. And lastly, we root that. So c is equal to the square root of 7. So now we know that cosine, so if this is root 7, cosine is of A is adjacent root 3 over the hypotenuse, which is root 7. For the sake of these assignments, I'll allow you to leave it in this form. So root 3 over root 7. This would be the cosine of A. So again, make sure you guys are understanding that this letter is where That's the angle you're going from. So opposite of A is 2, but opposite of B would be root 3. And memorize those 6. It's vital that you guys memorize these 6 trig functions, and this will help you out through the rest of the time that you do trig. All right, good luck.